A cold case cracked. After 9 years, police have identified a man who was murdered in Virginia, then disposed of in Perry County. And they've also arrested his alleged killer. Thanks for joining us for Fox 43 News. I'm Marshall Keeley. In May of 2014, a hiker stumbled upon a man's skeletal remains on state game lands in Rye Township. And until recently, authorities had no idea who he was. Well, Fox 43's Alyssa Kratz is joining us with more on what state police revealed about this investigation.
That's right, Marshall, and that John Doe now has a name. Michael Holober would have been 47 years old when his remains were found back in 2014 in Perry County. Well, thanks to DNA analysis and forensic testing, investigators were able to identify him and put the man charged with murdering him behind bars. A cold case that crossed state lines has been cracked. In May of 2014, a man's skeletal remains were discovered by a hiker near Eichelberger Road in Rye Township, Perry County.
The inability to identify the victim made the investigation extremely difficult for the investigators, who remained tenacious and persistent, and their efforts never ceased.
After 9 years, investigators were able to identify a distant relative of the victim thanks to DNA analysis and genetic genealogy. They worked with Orthram, a forensic lab based in Texas.
We build a DNA profile that has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of markers. We can then upload that DNA profile to databases consented for law enforcement use. And when we upload that profile, we can get really distant relatives.
In February, state police identified their John Doe as Michael Holober. He would have been 47 when his remains were found. Investigators quickly learned Holober was living in Strasburg, Virginia when he disappeared in 2012.
From the time the victim was first identified to when PSP investigators met with representatives from Strasburg Police Department because the suspect had been identified was less than 6 months.
With the help of police there, it was determined Holober was shot and killed at a Strasburg home by James Callahan. Court documents say it happened on October 15, 2012. Authorities say at some point Callahan dumped the body in Perry County. It had been there for an extended period of time before being found. Callahan was arrested in Virginia on Tuesday. That's also when state police spoke to Holober's brother over the phone.
He was extremely thankful. He got a little teary-eyed on the phone and just couldn't have thanked us more. I think at one point he told me, he said, if I could have came up here and give you guys a hug, I would have. It went a long time, and he just didn't know what happened to his brother when his brother dropped off the face of the earth.
But this case is a testament to the fact that even when time passes, unsolved cases are never forgotten.
Now, because the alleged crime happened in Virginia, that's where this case will be prosecuted. Authorities here in Perry County were not able to provide details of how exactly these two men knew each other or what circumstances led up to Mr. Holober's murder. We're still working to learn more from authorities in Virginia. And we're always looking for cold cases to feature as part of our Cold Case Pennsylvania series. If you have a tip or a specific case you want to see featured, shoot us an email at coldcase@fox43.com.